Hi, I'm Jane Scrivner, and we've put together this short film to take you through each and every step of the fabulous Jane Scrivner Skincare 5 a day. We're going to cover each and every one of the products, and then we're also going to take you through a demonstration to show you exactly how to apply them, how to remove them, and how to get the best out of them, so that you can take on your morning and evening routine knowing exactly what you're doing.
Hi, I'm Jeannie Jarnot, and I'm the founder of Beauty Heroes, and I'm here at Stratford-upon-Avon with Jane Scrivner, the founder of Jane Scrivner Skincare.
Very nice to have you here.
Thank you. I'm visiting, and I thought I would come today and play with you and learn from you because I've seen you do this before, and I've seen you play with product, and you are just masterful.
Okay, well, it's fabulous to have you here, as I said, but also I think it's great that you will let me take you through each one of the products and you will actually use them on yourself. That's just great. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So we've carried Jane Scrivner this year at Beauty Heroes, and it's people love the line. I mean, it is so exciting to see so many people really have affection for your line. And what I love about it is that you keep it really simple. And you have 5 steps, and you have the 5 a day, which is what we carry at Beauty Heroes. And then we have my hero product. My hero products, this one's a little bit hard for me because I love both of the products that we're featuring this month. So we've carried Jane Scrivner throughout, for a while now, and it's been really exciting to see how much people who've tried your line really love it. They are, total converts, and they get really addicted to it. And we're actually featuring my 2 hero products this month. It was really hard for me to choose.
I know, and usually it's fantastic for us that you couldn't choose because it does mean that we get to upfront 2 of them. So one of your hero products is my absolute hero product, but I don't know if you can announce which ones they are.
Well, we've got the cleansing balm today. Yes. And we've got the cream, the OO cream, which I love the name of that, but I also just love, it kind of makes me feel like it feels so good when I put it on. And that's what I think about. It means something totally different. It means over oil.
It does.
Cream.
And that is one of the foibles of the range, is that I tend to name things that I think is relevant. And then when it goes out into the world, it comes back as something. So you think, can I have some of that 00 cream?
Yes.
It is actually OO for over oil.
Yeah.
And I was playing on that BB creams and CC creams, that sort of thing. So I thought, let's have an OO cream.
I didn't even make that connection.
Well, exactly.
I was like, why do you call it OO cream? And, you had a really good reason for it. But what I love is that you keep this. We've got the 5 a day at Beauty Heroes. And I've seen you do this yourself. And today I have my way that I use product at home, but today I'm going to learn your way.
Okay. The reason the 5 a day came about is because people were saying to me they'd always come with the problem. And I sort of was always tracking back thinking, well, I don't know whether or not you're the cause of the problem or whether or not it's your skin that's how it is. When it's healthy, it still has these presenting conditions. So what I thought is, if I could narrow it down to 5 products that for me, I then know when you've used them, then I know your skin is as healthy as it can be, which could mean you don't need anything else, or it could mean you just need some top up after. So the reason I put the 5 together is to keep it simple, but also for me to deliver on all those things, like so really fabulously cleansed, beautifully exfoliated, then hydrated, nourished. So that's kind of food and water for the skin. Yes. And then the whole thing locked down with the OO cream.
Yes. And I should just mention, you actually, when we first spoke, you and I kind of have this spa connection. We've actually trained with somebody a long, like a lifetime ago.
A whole lifetime ago, yes.
We had somebody in common and sort of a common experience in the spa. And so I really feel like this is sort of a spa treatment at home. And you're also, a UK facialist, massage therapist, and you've worked on many bodies, many faces. And that's my heart. So I'm, so excited to work with you today. So
And it was that common connection of the person that we knew for me travelling around and training in different spas that exposed me, first of all, to all my main favourite beautiful ingredients, which was oils. Because in massage and facial massage, you're always going to need an oil.
Yeah.
So wherever I was training in the world, they would bring the most accessible, but also the most raw, the most immediate and available raw material. So I learnt my ingredients on the job, really.
Really?
And then started to bring them back and integrate them into my product range.
Yeah. Well, we're today going to do a spa treatment for your face. So are you ready?
So the first step that we're going to go through is the nourishing cleanser, the cleanse. And I think the cleanse is the most important part of any skincare routine. So I'm going to be quite strict with you on how to do this. But first of all, this is our luxurious cleansing balm. It's 87% jojoba oil, beeswax and essential oil. So really simple on the ingredient list, but the best jojoba that I can lay my hands on, batch by batch, harvest by harvest.
Wonderful.
And this is a full pot, a fresh pot.
And everybody's getting it this month at Beauty Heroes.
Yes.
And I've never done this before. I've never taken my makeup off on camera. Not that I care, but this is going to be an experience for me. And I have a full face of makeup on, so we're taking it all off.
It will be great. Absolutely fabulous. Now, the thing that I tend to find people do is they use too much.
Okay.
Obviously, I'd love you to use loads, but literally, like you're spreading a small amount onto some food. So this amount, put it into the palms of your fingers.
Okay.
And then if you work them slowly together so it really melts down, and then apply, and always use that much of your fingers, because the more warmth you get into the balm, the more it will melt down and melt in and lift all your makeup. So just gently smooth it everywhere. Eye makeup, lips, brows, everything.
Should I do the lips first? I'm always thinking like lips last so that I'm not like spreading it all over my face.
Well, then, no, yes,
I kind of
yes,
like
go
start
for
with
it.
the eyes to like get the eye makeup off, and then
slow it down a little. It takes the same amount of time, but then you're melting it in to really lift it off. And then work back across the brows.
Good. Smells good.
It's moving really beautifully. You're doing
right?
really well.
All right.
And down the neck.
Yeah. So
it's always very good. People tend to take skincare to here. If you're being really good, you take it to here. And if you're being fabulous, you take it to here.
I have no idea what this looks like. Do I have
it looks great.
It looks good.
You don't look scary at all.
All right. Because at home, I can manage this, but I can't see what I'm doing. So, all right.
And then if you go for the lips, the Nourishing Cleanser comes with an extra fluffy mitt, 100% cotton. So what we will do is once we've massaged all our makeup to remove in, we run this under the warm tap.
All right. I'm going to do the lips now.
And then slide your hand into the mitt.
So,
and keep it really tight. So finger in the corner, thumb in the other, and then gently glide away.
Okay, so you said finger and thumb.
So this finger is in one corner, that thumb is in the other. So it's really, so then you've got an edge to go right close to the eye without rubbing.
And everybody has 2 of these this month. If you're subscribed to Beauty Heroes, you have 2 of these that we've included so that everybody can. Okay. I'm using only one side of the mitt.
Because then we can see how much is removed beautifully. Actually, you've done a really good job.
Well, it's so easy. This cleanser, actually, this is, I swear this cleanser is like, it's the easiest way to move it. Like if you have trouble removing makeup, this is the easiest way to do it.
And then if you just stretch it slightly again, put your thumb and finger, and then you can gently just catch any remaining makeup from underneath the eye. That's it. Fab. And then I always say on the final go around, just flick that mitt around. We say do the royal wave. So you've got a clean side and you can do one more circuit just to check. So most of the makeup is on that side. Just flip it.
Okay.
And then a gentle sweep just to check that you're all done.
Let's see how good I did on the first round. Yeah, there's almost nothing here on this side.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Great.
Let me take that from you.
Okay, thank you. So you have to wash this mitt after every time that you use it.
I would say put it, and that's another reason we've definitely put 2 in the pack so that then you've got 1 on the go and 1 in the wash. And what you can do also is you could take your second dry one, and I always like to just do a nice light fluff.
Oh, a light fluff.
So have a
Okay.
little go with that.
I
A little
love
bit of
that.
extra luxury.
And then I could use this one tomorrow when I'm removing
Sure you can,
makeup.
yes.
So like you can do like a light fluff like this. So like if I was at home, I might want to have like 7 of these for the whole week and then wash them at the end of the
The girl
week.
can never have enough fluffy mitts.
So this was the fastest, easiest, and most efficient way to remove your makeup. And it's one of the reasons I couldn't choose between one hero product this month. I really had to make the cleansing balm. It really is one of my hero products, and a lot of other people's too.
And well, for us, it really is a dream team. The 2 of them together just work so well and contribute so much to great skincare routines.
Yeah, so this month 2 heroes and then a sidekick of 2 mitts are included in our discovery, the way that we're discovering Jane Scrivner this month. So I'm so excited for everybody to experience this, starting with the cleansing balm. Perfect.
Let me
Thank
take
you.
that one from you.
Yes.
Okay, so the makeup is off, and then we could go for a second cleanse, which we would take the makeup and the dirt out of the skin, but we're just going to leave it with that first cleanse because you did such a good job.
Good. I passed the test.
So the second stage in the 5 a day is the exfoliation. So we've taken the dirt off the surface and we've cleansed it out of the pores. So the next thing we want to do is remove any residual dead skin sitting on the surface that's going to make our skin look duller. So what I created was an alpha hydroxy and beta hydroxy acid natural sugar and fruit acid exfoliator. It's a huge mouthful.
It is such a big seller at Beauty Heroes. People love this product because of the results they get with it. And I love the name of it.
Skin foliate.
Yeah.
Again, that's me
brilliant.
playing with names.
Yeah.
Some people get them, some people don't.
Yeah, it's really smart.
And what I've got in here, as well as the fruit and sugar acids, we've got a lot of natural, organic, raw, unpasteurized apple cider vinegar.
And you smell that. It's definitely like people need to know that's what it smells like, which is very good. It's natural and it's really good for your skin.
And it does disappear, so you don't go around smelling of vinegar after you've applied it.
No.
So you're quite generous with this. We flip the top, always shake it first, flip the top, and then I do a really nice healthy drizzle on the surface of the pad, and then literally just sweep that around the surface. It's an acid exfoliator, not a mechanical. So you just glide over, all over face, neck, and décolleté.
I actually smell the lavender right now. It's
Okay.
got some lavender in it.
Yes, we've got lavender in there, apple cider vinegar, we've got lots of fruit, so it can have a slightly citrus aspect to it. But I chose an Italian lavender. The Italians are doing some phenomenal lavender at the moment, which sort of breaks my rule on sticking to France with lavender.
So just wipe it over and then let it dissipate.
Yes.
That's it.
So there's
Job
no need
done.
to neutralise, nothing at all. That will be working now on the surface of the skin. Let me just get rid of a little bit of...
And you use this every day?
I would use it every day, morning and evening, but not at the start.
Okay.
Because even though people that have been found it sometimes slightly sort of tricky with an alpha hydroxy or a beta hydroxy, saying they might seem a bit extreme, with this we haven't had a problem. So even though it packs a punch, it delivers quite nice and gently. But I would still say if you're introducing yourself to them, maybe 3 evenings a week.
Okay.
And then the following week do morning and evening until you build up. And some people talk about when they're first using an acid exfoliator that they'll feel a little bit of a tingle, which for me is brilliant because that means it's working. Because what happens is the skin should really be a bit between 4.5 and 5.5 on the pH scale. But if we're using a harsh cleanser or harsh strong products or stripping our skin, it might be that we're up at about 6, 6.5. So what's happening when we're applying it is the skin is sort of snapping back like an elastic band. And then over time it should just feel fresh and stimulating and not that tingle.
I didn't feel it tingle, so what does that
Okay.
mean? I didn't feel any tingle. I just felt like it was really fresh.
Okay, well, it could mean several things. It means that also our cleanser has not stripped your skin's natural oils. It also means that we haven't challenged the integrity of the pH on the surface of your skin. And it's likely, given the industry that you work in, that you use good skincare, which means that your pH is probably there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
But it will still have an effect because it's still going to sort of trigger on that, what we call the wound heal response. So the skin cells are going to sort of wake up, call and go, oh, that's quite fresh.
Yeah.
Let's see what's happening. So it's, if the tingle isn't there, it should just feel nice and fresh.
It does, yeah.
And it's also releasing the glue that's sticking those last few dead skin cells on the surface.
Which I definitely need. I'm 44 years old, so I'm like cell turnovers.
Okay.
Really, I can really feel when I do take care of my skin and when my when I am using skin foliate.
Yeah.
You can really, and when I don't, like if I, am rushing or I don't take the time to do like and exfoliate my skin properly, I can really see it.
Well, you're looking fabulous on it.
Thank you.
But it's one of those things I didn't realise until I moved into this industry, but all the fabulous things like collagen, elastin and hyaluronic starts to deplete 23 to 25. So there really never is too early to start using a really good skincare routine.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
So the third stage, we've done the first two stages, which are about taking away and removing. So we've removed the makeup and the dirt of the day, we've removed the dead skin cells, and we've started to stimulate our skin into sort of that wake-up call. So now what we want to do is start to replenish. So I always think that skincare is like feeding your body. It needs food and it needs water. So the next product we're going to use is Hyaluronic Buzz, which
Another
is...
great name.
It's a bio-fermented, hence the hyaluronic gel.
Okay.
Well, when I was putting together the product and I wanted the hyaluronic to plump the skin out, I also thought it would be great to have something in there that smooths it over, so sort of relaxes the fine lines and wrinkles as well as hydrating them. So I was looking at ingredients and I found that there was a plant extract that I could use from Spilanthes acmilis, which is a Latin name for a plant that's also known as buzz button or the toothache plant. And the reason it was called this is because back in the day it was used if you had some sort of pain or irritation in the mouth. People would pick this little bud and they would chew on it and it would release the nerves and the muscles so that it would relax and they wouldn't feel that pain anymore.
And you just discovered this and decided to put it into your product because it makes the prune into a grape.
Yes, and that's kind of what my job is now. Is I know what I want the product to do, and then I work out which is the ingredient because I try to keep my ingredient list really simple. Therefore, what goes in, I mean, certainly like as we said, the cleanser, it's only got 3 ingredients: essential oils, beeswax, and jojoba. So I have to find the best jojoba, the best beeswax, and the best essential oils. So with the bio-fermented hyaluronic, I wanted that best ingredient that would help smooth those fine lines naturally. So when I stumbled across all these different plant extracts, this one was kind of putting its hand up and said, I can do that job.
Nature is just amazing. And you actually sourced some so that she wants me to actually try this. It's a challenge.
But what's interesting is what people will say is that they'll see that there's that, we talk about it relaxing the fine lines and wrinkles into the wild where they belong. So it's kind of releasing them and letting them go.
Ooh, I
so
love
if you were to take the smallest one,
okay, the tiniest one.
and I'll do this too because it's a really strange experience. If you just bite this, oh, I've dropped it. If you bite this in your teeth and then chew on it,
okay,
you will see that slight numbing feel. It'll take a while. It tastes very plant, very green. And then after a while, it sort of goes up the back of the nostrils. It's like tasting fine wine. Not quite as nice as that. And then you start, it feels a bit tingly.
Yes, definitely.
So the left-hand side of my tongue now is beginning to get a bit numb.
I've got it on both sides.
Okay. I'm keeping it on the left side. I've done this before.
Yeah, I'm a rookie. Yeah,
So
it's a very unusual feeling.
It is. So, but if you're applying morning and evening, over time, that is going to relax those wrinkles and fine lines each time you do it. So there's going to be that build-up.
Ooh, it changes.
Yeah.
And now it's, you can
now
really
it
feel
really is. I wouldn't be ready for dentistry just yet.
It's a really unique feeling. I actually think it's really cool. I would I think,
Would you
this
like
is
some more?
fascinating. No, I don't need more. but I think it's a really interesting sensation in my mouth. And to kind of think of it doing that on my skin is really fascinating.
Yeah. Totally natural plant extract, but isn't it just amazing?
It's amazing. I have never felt
Just a
anything
bit
like
weird
that.
too.
Never felt anything like this.
If you imagine you've got a grape and a prune, if you were to pump water into the prune and then smooth over its surface, you're getting closer to being the grape again.
Yeah.
So that's what Hyaluronic Buzz intends to do.
That explains why people keep buying it so much, because they're like, I need my buzz button, my Hyaluronic Buzz serum.
And I travelled and I didn't have this with me, and it was about 7 days. And at the end of the trip, I was thinking, oh, I'm not looking quite so healthy, and realised I hadn't taken my buzz button. So just in that short period of time of being away from it, I was really glad to get home.
So you really see the difference over time.
Yeah.
So how long of using this till you kind of notice a visible difference in your skin?
Well, I always
Obviously,
say
7 days traveling. You were
7
7 days,
days,
and you noticed like it
not having it. I usually say over time, not overnight. But I tend to think if you're not seeing a difference in 3 to 4 days of using any one of the products in the Jane Scrivner range, then it's not going to do its thing. If I formulate these products, I use them on myself, and I'm really impatient. So if it doesn't make a difference in a really short space of time, I move on to the next formulation or try and develop that. Okay. So I would say 2 to 3 days, you should certainly see some more hydration, and then the smoothing out is going to follow day 4 to day 5.
Okay, well, let's turn this prune into a grape.
1 small pump for face. If you're going to take it down neck and décolleté, you could go for a second. It comes in 2 sizes. So if you were to have the larger size, then 1 full pump will do face, neck and décolleté.
Yes, I have this size. So
okie doke.
I have like 1 big pump at home.
And you massage it in quite lightly, so you're not dragging your skin.
Okay. Lightly.
And then also if you need some more help yourself for neck but with Buzz Button, it's good not to layer again. So apply, massage in, and then apply some more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this on my neck. I think it's like 42, 41, where you start thinking about that. You never really think about it. And then my chest too. So I'm always bringing it down, but it's kind of, a bit of a recent thing.
And it's one of those, again, it's like, why don't we learn this at school? I wish I'd have learned that I should be starting my skincare late 20s just to keep everything in really good condition. So there isn't that massive catch up as soon as we hit 35 onwards thinking, ooh, I really need to do something.
Yeah.
One of the things with Hyaluronic Buzz is that it's bringing that hydration. And I don't think, we're aware of the fact that the hyaluronic in our skin, again, we start to lose that from 23 to 25. So I just wish it was on the school curriculum, something that we learn good nutrition. It's feeding our body. It's the same thing as feeding our skin, but we just don't get that information.
Yeah, I agree. I wish I took better care of my skin when I was younger, but I feel like growing up in Hawaii, I had a lot of sun damage and a lot of, I also actually had really cystic acne, and I feel like through really good skincare, I have actually reversed a lot of the scarring and a lot of the sun damage just through having a really good skincare routine and getting facials with my esthetician. So
sure. And I do think that's important. It's like people say, how often should I have a facial? Or do I need them if I do a daily routine? And I say, well, it's like having a car. You'll put petrol in the car on a day-to-day basis and wash it, but you do have to take it for its MOT and regular service.
Sure.
And that's where the professional esthetician comes into play.
Absolutely. So, it's an investment in your skin.
It's a skin investment.
Skin investment. She's great with names.
So Hyaluronic Buzz has taken care of the hydration that we need in the skin, and then it's time for the facial oil. And within the 5 a day, I always choose Skin Elixir. And the reason I come back to Skin Elixir time and time again there are 2 reasons. One is it is almost identical to the cleanser. So the cleanser is 87% organic jojoba with beeswax and essential oils, and Skin Elixir is 98% organic jojoba. So we're really going core on organic jojoba oil.
And why is we know that jojoba is really good, but tell us why you think jojoba is, obviously it's the one that you chose to have 98% of in your skin, in your face oil.
Yeah. I come back to her every time I seem to step away and think I need to find another oil. When I'm trying to establish somebody's skin condition, jojoba is the one that just steps to the fore every time. And if you look at the chemical structure of jojoba, the difference between a vegetable oil or a plant oil and a jojoba oil is that jojoba is actually not a true oil. It's a wax ester. Way too much information to know, but it's a long chain wax ester, which means it actually mimics almost identically the skin's natural sebum. So it means that over time, if you've got oily skin, it will become less oily if you're applying jojoba on a daily basis. If you've got really dry skin, the skin will start to recognize this stuff's good, I'm going to start to produce. So it will always balance out your skin's natural oil production. So it's another great one when somebody says, oh no, I've got oily skin, I don't want oil on my face. Jojoba is the one that I would go for, because it's going to show them that over a relatively short period of time, their skin will settle down into the right balanced level of oil production for the support of the skin cells, but not overproduction.
Right. And it's not all jojoba. What else is in here?
We've got 2% essential oils.
Okay.
And again, the essential oil formulation was put together and formulated so that was balancing as well. So we've got sandalwood, which is very masculine, but also beautiful for skin conditioning. And we've got lang lang, which is very feminine. So we're going to either end of that scale. So like we have oily skin and dry skin, we've got masculine, feminine. We've got sweet orange, which is great for mature skin. It's going to really work on supporting the structure of the matrix underneath. We've got lavender, because I can't not put lavender in, and there are thousands of lavenders to choose from. We've got some geranium in there, surprisingly some eucalyptus, which is very stimulating. So a really good blend that again work across all skin types to help bring your skin back to where it should be when it's healthy and nourished.
And I would say, face oils, when it comes to face oils, people, everybody has their favorite. It's definitely, what our customers, I think, are most finicky about. They really like to find their favorite face oil, their face serum. And this is, I'm going to put this one on now. I want to say that the Hyaluronic Buzz soaked in instantly. So I
it will soak in, but does it also feel just a little bit tight?
Yes.
So it's a weird feeling, because you think, but I've just hydrated, but it's feeling a bit tight. And that's the buzz button that's in there that's really, really sort of working on the muscles.
So I love this because I feel like each step is making me want the next step. So I really want to put this on my skin right now. So
one pump.
And
again, with the oil, really warm it up. Work this part of the finger, so all of it, so it stays warm. Okay. And when you first apply an oil, squeeze it in. And the warmer the oil stays, the finer it becomes, the deeper it will absorb into your skin. Once you've done that all over, then you can start to buff. But if you only work across the surface, we're literally only catching the surface. We're not getting right the way deep down into the pores.
I can really smell that sandalwood.
You can come back and have more if you want to, but don't. If you go for 2 pumps, then that starts to fulfill that thing about people saying, but oils make my skin oily. It just usually means you're applying too much.
And what about around the eyes?
I will take all these products up around there. Even skin foliate, I'm happy. As long as I'm not dragging that area, I will work all these products around that area.
Great.
How's that doing? And that's given a glow. It's certainly not oily though, which
a lot of people. So
you could always come back with more if you thought that wasn't enough. And again, I'd love you to get through loads of this product, but it's such a waste if you're just washing it off your hands. And if you do have anything left, onto arms or decollete.
Yes, absolutely. Great. I'm going to take one more pump for the neck.
Literally liquid gold, this elixir is. And every time I think, it's time to step away from jojoba, minutes later I'm back thinking, no, actually, that is the oil that's going to do this job.
Skin elixir.
So the final step in the skincare 5 a day is OO cream, or
OO cream, which is what I call it, because when I got it, I fell in love with it and I wanted to use it every night, and I really looked forward to it. It's definitely my hero product. And I just think it's really hard to make a clean formulated cream, and this one is so beautiful. And you really do look forward to putting it on at night. And you can, for me, I felt like I could put a generous amount on.
Okay.
And I felt, like I really looked forward to it. So it's kind of like, I get to put it on. But it means something. O stands for something.
It does, but I'm very, very happy with, I like putting it on. It was developed as over oil cream. It was going to be called Ooh cream, so quite similar to what you said.
Okay.
Because it was going to be over oil or on its own.
Okay.
So that you could use it as a moisturiser, or you could put it at the end of a routine, so you're sort of locking down everything that's gone before. For me, the reason I use the term moisturiser is because we have a hydrator in the range, which is the Hyaluronic Buzz. And what that will do is, with the hyaluronic, it will attract water up into the skin and plump up the surface of the skin. And then a moisturiser coming at the end, because that will stop water escaping from the skin, what we call transepidermal water loss.
Right. So if people see that TEWL, TEWL, that's what it means.
Yes. And it can be TEML, transepidermal moisture loss, but it's the same thing.
Great.
So what I did with this cream is, because I wanted it to be a moisturiser, and also if you wanted to put something at the end of the routine over your oil, calling it over oil, I put lots of oil in there as well. And you can see that the colour of this is absolutely natural, because it's a CO2 extracted rosehip, which is why it's this colour. But also it's blended with a lot of colloidal oatmeal. And what that will do is, if you apply a really small amount of it, because the oatmeal is going to form a really nice tissue thin surface across the top, and when that dries down slightly, you'll see it's mildly mattifying, and that for me is, it sort of says that that's the protective layer. It's like putting your coat on before you go out, or putting the lid on a pan to stop the ingredients escaping. So for me, OO cream is about combining everything, locking it down, securing it in. So if you want to use it as part of the 5 a day, definitely at the end. But otherwise, it's a fabulous moisturiser on its own.
So Jane, the color, I love the color of this cream. What gives it that beautiful orange color?
Well, as I said before, I'm such an oil girl, so I wanted to put a really, really lovely reparative, restorative oil in there. So what I've chosen is a CO2 extracted rosehip. And you can see from that, I call that a really chewy oil, because CO2 extraction means that we've got the fruit, we've got the seed, we've got absolutely everything packed into that. And
It's
you can
almost
see
red.
it is, and it's really, really potent. But when you apply just that small film on the skin, it just gives your skin a nice boost of colour, but that will absorb beautifully. So it's not going to stay that colour. But it sort of proves to me that the potency of that sunshine pot is going to really, really brighten and lift your skin.
Pot of sunshine. So I love that. So you should use just a little bit of it, not
Small
like
amount.
I've been using it, a small amount. It's just it's got such a pretty texture and scent and color. I kind of like, as like more feels like more, but just a little bit. And what I love about it, like you said, is that it's mattifying. So to have a cream that leaves sort of that matte finish is really lovely.
Yeah, and it's mattifying in a glow kind of way. It's not mattifying as in looking dead flat, because I think skin should look alive. It should look plumped up and nourished. But it's also, as you say, it might be that there are times when you don't want to use all 5. So therefore you might go for sort of a really lovely cleanse, a non-stripping cleanse, which is also nourishing, which is why we called it the nourishing cleanser. And then you could just lock down with the OO, because we know it's got those oils in there as well. So that's kind of a skincare snack, if you like, whereas you could go for the full tasting menu on a more regular basis.
I love the food analogies. I love to eat, so that works really well for me. And it's interesting that you told me that if you were to start with any Jane Scrivner products, you would actually choose the 2 that we are featuring this month, which is the cleansing balm and the OO cream. And then you might want to add the other ones into your ritual, but maybe start there, which I didn't actually know that when I just chose what really I thought people would really fall in love with instantly, because they really, they work so well and they're so compelling.
And maybe that's your choice was made because after using them, that's what made sense. Because for me, that's exactly when it comes down to 2, I would top and tail. So the cleanser, absolutely, I very rarely let anybody get away with not using the cleanser, because for me, like I said right at the start, is I think a lot of people cause their skincare problems by their cleanser being too stripping or too harsh. So that's going to really deep clean, but leaving your skin's natural oils intact. So it's gentle, but effective.
And it was really intentional for us to include the mitts in this month's discovery because we really wanted for those who maybe aren't into oil cleansing yet. A lot of people have sort of played with it a little bit, but I think giving them that tool really will encourage them to play with it a little bit more and work it into their routine and see how transformational it can be for your skin. So,
and also I think the mitts I think are a little bit of extra luxury. They don't take any more time than using anything else. You certainly need something to remove the cleanser because then you can also tangibly see how much your skin is clean. But there's just a little bit of luxury in there with a fluffy mitt, and I do think if you're going to do something each and every day, twice a day, then you may as well love doing it.
Absolutely. And I think it definitely brings that spa element into your skincare ritual, which who doesn't love that? Yeah. So a little bit now.
If you're, again, just going back to that, if you're cleansing and going straight to OO, you could use as much of this if you wish to, but its purpose is to form a really lovely protective seal. So maybe cut back and just literally, I call it a dash or a glance of OO. So the pot that you're getting in the kit, a glance, literally.
Okay.
So the smallest amount, I will show you, you can have a go on your own, take your own with your scoop.
Okay.
But again, literally, that sort of level would do the entire face.
All right.
So I would like you to take that down your neck as well, just to see.
Too much.
And again, glide it over. You're not rubbing it in.
Glide it over.
Just think beautiful film, protective film across the surface.
Okay, I'm going to put some on my neck because I took too much, but.
And then just lightly sort of brushing so that it's all blended in.
So yeah, it's really soaked in. And I can tap some around my eyes.
Anything gently around the eyes and just blend it all in. And then your skin should look, checking in the mirror, it should look sort of plumped up, vibrant, nice amount of colour because you've brought the blood to the surface and just done a fantastic routine.
Yeah, that's like the finishing touch of the massage in our ritual.
And if we're in a spa, it's time to step out and just relax by the pool.
Yeah. I want to take a nap because I feel so relaxed now, but that was really so fun and very simple actually to do morning and evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have taken, because we've done it step by step and we've spoken through it, it seems that it takes quite a long time. But literally this whole process, if my skincare takes me more than a minute in the morning, then I'm lingering. It literally is no need to wait for anything to have time to do anything. It's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, good to go.
Yeah.
Or after the 5, it's then time for makeup. And again, you don't have to wait. After you've put the OO cream on, that can work as a really lovely base for your makeup.
Right.
So it's not about having to have extra minutes in the day or hours in the day to do your skincare. It's about being efficient and effective and just having fabulous skin. Tick that box.
I love it. Thank you, Jane, so much for showing me how to do the 5 a day and how we can easily get all that our skin needs in 5 easy steps that are really simple. I think it's a great way to kick off this new year with 2 of your hero products, the cleansing balm and the OO cream. And thanks for showing us how to use them properly.
You're so welcome, and thank you for going through that. I'm absolutely delighted to be with you, and especially in 2019, starting the year with the best skin tensions.
Ooh, skin tensions. I love that. Well, with that, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone.